From Dallas to Los Angeles and a screen near you, here is B Wildcat 2. Alright, week 3 has come along. We're going to take a look at the scores and schedules, and Nebraska's got to take on Wisconsin in a nationally broadcast game. We'll take a look at the top 25. Texas A&M takes on West Virginia in their first game. West Virginia looks to improve to 2-0, and they will, beating A&M barely, 24-17. Oh man, that must have been a good one. And it came down to the fourth quarter, a touchdown by the fullback on a pass from Geno Smith. And West Virginia sneaks out the victory by 7. At home, you got Ohio State and Michigan playing Miami and Kansas State in a nationally broadcast game. Kansas State looking to improve to 2-0, and they will not. An upset of epic proportions by Miami improving to 2-0, 24-13 at Kansas State. That was in Kansas State in Manhattan, upsetting the number 11 team in the country, and Kansas State did not even show up. You got Clemson, who's 0-1, but they're still ranked. Auburn, Mississippi State in an SEC matchup. Arkansas, Georgia, Duke and Stanford, Florida State, Notre Dame taking on Indiana, Maryland and LSU. Virginia and TCU square off. The winner will become 2-0, and the winner will be TCU by 14 at home over Virginia, 38-24. Not bad for TCU. They will move up at least one spot in the polls thanks to Kansas State's loss. Obviously not good for the Big 14 that Kansas State lost to an ACC team, but good for Miami. Army and Boise State. FCS Southeast taking on Oklahoma. Oklahoma will probably be 2-0. And in fact they will. Number 5 in the country moves to 2-0. 76-0. Oh my goodness. And let's see here. Did they miss an extra point? Or nope, they got 2 field goals. So no extra point miss. It was all Oklahoma in that one. 76-0. Oklahoma State, they look to improve to 2-0, taking on Arizona. And Oklahoma State in overtime tops Arizona 41-34. Oh my goodness. That was a good game too. Oklahoma State improves to 2-0, and they will be moving up in the polls as well, thanks to the Kansas State loss. Missouri taking on South Carolina. Both teams 1-0, except South Carolina is 2-0. 28-9 over Missouri. And Missouri falls to 1-1. South Carolina improves to 2-0 in the season thus far. Texas travels to Ole Miss in a broadcast game nationally, and UT will improve to 2-0 on the season, defeating Ole Miss 31-0. As Mississippi did not even show up, they fall to 1-1. Could not get anything going against the tough Texas team, who will be moving up as well. Fresno State and Oregon, Hawaii and USC. Now let's go to the Big 12 and see what other matchups we didn't have. Iowa State and Iowa. Iowa State looking to get their first win on the season. Iowa looking to improve to 2-0. And it will be Iowa romping over Iowa State 31-13. Iowa State is 0-2. Probably the conference's lowest point thus far here in the Big 14, starting off 0-2. Rice will travel to Kansas. Rice is 0-1, Kansas is 1-0, and Rice is 1-1, as both teams are now 1-1 thanks to Rice defeating Kansas 30-17 in Lawrence, Kansas. Kansas did not have the best of games, and Rice came out early and was able to pull away. So Baylor and Central Florida. Baylor looking to get their first win. Central Florida looking to improve to 2-0. And Baylor will not win their first game on the season. They are 0-2 after Central Florida improves to 2-0. 34-17 over Baylor in a game the Bears probably could have won if they had played better, but They did not. So, and I believe that is going to be it, except for the Nebraska-Wisconsin game. And let me remind you that I will not be playing any of these games. I'm just here to talk about what happens in the Big 14 every week. So we are going to sim this one. How will Nebraska do in their first game against Wisconsin? Nebraska will pull off the upset and improve to 1-0 on the season, 31-20 over Wisconsin. Nebraska came out looking for blood, and they found it early and often. 31-20 is your final score. Good for Nebraska. So the conference had A&M lose, Iowa State lose, Kansas lose, Baylor lose, Kansas State get upset, and I believe that was it. Oh, and Missouri lost as well. So not the best week, but at least Nebraska was able to knock off Wisconsin. They'll be moving up 2 spots because of the Kansas State loss. West Virginia will not be moving up at all. Kansas State lost. They will let TCU move up 2 spots, right? Yeah, 2 spots. TCU will move up 2 spots thanks to Kansas State and Wisconsin falling. Oklahoma will not move up. Oklahoma State will move up 2 spots. South Carolina won't move up any, and Texas will move up 2 spots as well. So we'll come back next time and see how Week 4 happens for the Big 14. See you guys.